Welcome back to an all new episode of the Lusty Lounge podcast with me, your host, Alt, and your other co host.
You're supposed to say my name.
You say your own name. You're a grown ass man.
What's up, everybody?
Thank you. We are missing Aminka because she's off doing girl boss stuff. So it's just the two of us. However, we have a guest, though. Guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Drenched. I'm a not safe for work artist, and I'm a live streamer. Do commissions live on the air on different adult websites, from Chatterbait, Cam Soda. I just started doing them. I mostly do Joystick, which is like for gaming and art. Do a lot of commissions on there for girls, for gamer girls. I just did one yesterday for one of the biggest girls on there. Her name's Ann Sao, and everybody seemed to love it. So it's pretty fun. It has its own little community. I wish it was more websites like Joystick. It's really laxed. You can listen to music. I haven't gotten a copyright strike yet.
Yeah, live stream sites seem to do pretty good about the copy striking music. At least Twitch deafens it.
Everybody has like music in the background, you know, because it's like stuff, especially stuff of this matter, you know, like you need to set the mood somehow, and music definitely helps. I've just been doing this for a couple months, so everything's been happening really fast. It's pretty wild. I started as a regular artist. I've had shows in galleries through the LA, through the US. And just wanted to dive into this persona without having to worry about what anybody else thinks, right? Just create this whole new persona where I'm anonymous and I can do anything I want, basically. As long as it's legal, right?
So the man said, let there be more NSFW art.
Yeah. But I've been doing it since I was young, honestly. I started out when I was little, like 4 or 5, I drew like boobs and like hid it under a table. Then my mom found it, and my parents, I wasn't good at hiding the art at first, but then I became better and putting it in drawers and stuff. But they would always find it, right? As I grew up.
I mean, they're your parents. They have to. It's like a built-in skill.
Yeah, it's just like, because my grandpa was doing it too. I saw my grandpa, he was a famous painter, and he had naked girls that he painted all over the house, right? So I was like, okay, this is fun. So I started kind of got inspired from him, and then cartoons. I started mastering every style of cartoon and like selling the drawings at school. I was like in 6th grade, and nothing like raunchy back then, obviously. But I would do it. I did like my own comics in private at home, right? I would start trying to play around with it, because I was like, wow, I can do anything with art. You can do anything. So I would like try to see how far I could push it.
Yep. The only limitation is your imagination. Or so they say. So, like, when did you make the transition from regular art to not safe for work art?
So the whole story is I started posting art on Hentai Foundry a couple of years ago. These were some old sketches. I've like been going through my sketchbook and finding like a bunch of stuff that I did that I could release through a different persona, and I created this guy called Throbbing Rod. But then I posted like 4 like quick sketches I did, maybe like 1 painting that was pretty experimental. I'm mostly a painter, fine artist. And then I kind of rebranded to Drenched this year, like this 2 months ago in May, and just try to like do it more professional, you know, created like a vectorized logo of my signature. So I put it, it's actually just like a brush pen signature, because I'm pretty good with like calligraphy, and I did some graffiti when I was young too. So that's why my logo is kind of a little graffiti-ish, and then you got the drips. So it's very phallic logo too. It's kind of squirting at the end. But then it has the E has the angel, that angel halo over the E. That's from graffiti. It's a thing they do. I'm not sure why they do it on E's so much. Like the angelic energy. It's basically an angel getting drenched.
I like it. I like the idea behind it.
How long did it take you to come up with your logo?
Um, that signature's been like evolving. That one you're seeing, it was like 10 attempts where I was like trying my hardest to get it perfect, and then I nailed it. Because like I changed a lot of stuff, kept changing it and changing it, and yeah, it just came from like the first time I signed it. It's been kind of like evolving. You can see if you go to my hentai foundry right now, everything's available. Everything that's on the Patreon is on there, basically. Patreon people are going to get some more exclusive stuff, but you can see the evolution of the signature. When I started, it was kind of similar, but it's been getting better. Now I'm kind of like just using the white marker, because the white marker is like my finalizer, where I do all the highlights, little touch-ups, make the cum as realistic as possible, and then I signed it on the girl, or with the white. It just looks perfect. I haven't seen anybody else doing anything like this. I'm definitely
me neither.
creating my own lane here with this stuff.
Yeah, because I don't really think your art style really falls under the cartoon umbrella. It's a little more dramatic, bold. What's a good word? Stylized.
I try to be like realistic, but still have my own style. That's kind of inspired by what I grew up with, which was, anime and American cartoons. Right? Comic books, American comic books have been a huge influence. I wanted to have my own comic growing up, so that's why I add a lot of comic book word balloons to saying something funny or something to make it seem better, right?
Yeah. Now I have a personal question. How good is your halftoning? Because like, once I figured out how to do a decent halftone, that's kind of all I did in most of my Photoshop edits and stuff. And I'm like, this is nice. This is real contrasty to everything else.
Yeah, I used to do that in Photoshop all the time, like mess around with Photoshop. Once I figured out how to paint, I'm like, wow, I could do the whole comic on, just ink it out and then color on Photoshop. My dad's a graphic designer, so I've been using Photoshop since I was a little kid.
Wow, so art just runs in your whole family. That's great.
Yeah, that started since I was little, so it kind of set me up. Now I can get likenesses down pretty well. Anybody, I'm thinking about starting celebrity art. My fiance says, careful with that. These people have a lot of money. They could take revenge on you if they wanted to. So I'm like a little careful. I want to do it tastefully. I haven't really seen it done well, and if I did blow up,
I mean, isn't that the goal, to blow up one day?
yeah, it would get a lot of attention for sure. I talked to the guys on Pornhub. I'm on Pornhub, and they said, go for it. They gave me the green light. So.
Wow. Getting permission from Katie Pornhub herself, that's a fucking goal.
They said it pretty much falls into parody, right? Parody art is allowed.
Okay.
Public domain. Like a person, if it was a person,
Okay.
I don't know, maybe not that famous. Like the girls that, if I use like a reference.
All right, because now my school brain is kicked in.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse is supposed to go public domain in like 3-ish
Really?
years. Would you ever consider? Yeah, because how the copyright law works is they can only protect it for the lifetime of the author
Wow.
or artist for their lifetime plus 75 years, and we're getting real close to that 75.
wild.
So
I mean,
would you
to
ever
be
consider
fair, it
doing
used to be
something
50,
Disney?
and then Disney changed.
Disney is one of the
Yeah, so
fiercest companies to deal with. Like, they sue the crap out of anybody touching their stuff. I'd be careful. Even
Yeah, but once Mickey goes public domain, would you ever consider doing something with him?
it'd be hilarious. Like, just like his gloves, giant gloves, just grabbing this girl's. I mean, why not? Yeah. I was thinking about doing a Barbie piece here because of the movie. I'm trying to do,
Bro, I want to see that movie so fucking bad now. I hate that. I hate that so much. Because Oppenheimer is objectively a better movie, but the Barbie movie looks fun.
I feel like you could get around doing the Mickey Mouse stuff because your stuff seems to be more focused on the facial of doing everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like you could get away with a mysteriously white gloved hand.
Absolutely, yeah. I would do it after the thing comes out, or maybe you could even do it now. I see a lot of people doing Mickey gloves and stuff. On Instagram, you see so many people like breaking copyright laws, but I feel like sometimes they let him do it, especially if they're good. You know,
It mostly boils down to
like free
if they don't. Is it going to be worth the money to sue this person? 99 times it's not. The 1% of the time it is. It's to set an example. So, yeah, kind of fuck Disney. Just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. I haven't done any Disney characters. I've done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with April. That was one of my favorite cartoons growing up.
Oh, I did see that one. That one was very good.
Yeah,
I loved
a lot of people like that one. Then Vegeta and Bulma. That's another one of my favorite shows.
They are a very good couple.
I want to do more, like maybe Master Roshi, and he's such a pervert. Maybe on his ripped form, you know, he has like a secret ripped form where he like transforms. He's like fucking huge and ripped. That'd be funny as hell.
Yeah, do one of him and what's her name? Is her name Bleach or
Launch?
Oh, Chi-Chi? Goku's girl?
No, the blonde girl
Oh,
who sneezes.
Yeah, Launch. Who
turns,
Toriyama literally forgot
black-haired.
existed until someone pointed it out to him, and I'm like, you need to stop writing. You need to stop.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with that one.
She was early. She was Dragon Ball, like she
early
existed
Dragon.
before Z, and then just ceased to exist.
Oh, yeah, it sounds familiar.
Like I'm pretty sure he introduced her as just a joke,
Correct.
and then gone.
Always names things after your food. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what other cartoons to do. Just like trying to think back to my childhood and whatever.
I mean,
What were my favorite things
Personally,
growing
I
up?
recommend
No.
One Piece, but that's because
yes,
Piece is amazing.
but
Yeah,
no.
One Piece has some hot
There's
girls on
too many
there,
characters in One Piece.
for sure.
That's
I've
why
seen
you
a
could just
lot of
never
people
run out.
doing One Piece. I'll do all the ones that are big, that get a lot of hits. So it can be
There's
part
like,
of
what, 15?
part of the hype. I see everybody doing Princess Peach. So many Princess Peaches. Oh, I'm about to do Princess Peach, the streamer. Her name is.
So, how did you find out about Joystick?
I was just researching where to draw adult material, and somebody recommended that on like a Reddit post or something.
Okay.
Sounds like a lot of women want to be drenched.
Yeah, mostly. That's funny. Like, I mostly have female fans. I come to notice, like, or gay dudes. It's fine. Right? It's because I've become very good at drawing, dick and balls. Kind of a pro at it. I can just make it up from scratch. I don't need reference. Everybody was always asking me, like, do you use your cock for reference? And, like, honestly, I can just make up anything. I don't need reference. But
Every time you go to draw, you just whip it out. Okay.
yeah.
Brandon, you've been doing this for
But
how
sometimes
long?
I'll use like if it's like a hard like hand pose or something, I'll use my girl to model for me, or like if it's like we have like some food pieces that she kind of helps.
I was gonna say, be like, hey babe, can you hold this cucumber like this? So
She actually gives me ideas. She's pretty cool. So she doesn't mind me doing all the stuff. She's my
Those
fiance.
are the best kind of partners, the ones that encourage
Mhm.
themselves or each other. So I'm fucking tired.
So, bringing up your fiance, you mentioned before we started recording, but pretty much nobody in your real life actually knows you do this kind of art.
Yeah, just her and my best friend. That's it. And maybe, like some people I game with, because my family's very religious.
So how'd your grandpa get away with it then? Or was his...
Oh, no, his stuff is more like
artistic?
classic, just nudes. My stuff is just Like I really want to do just Drenched. I mean, the nudes is fun too, but like making girls on sexy pose. I already did so much of that, you know, going to art school, and you had to do the, you know, all the anatomy classes. So I kind of got, now that I know all that, I can just make them do whatever pose I want without having to look at anything. Like the hands, like these hands, like the reference for this picture, she's like giving a hand job really fast, so the hands are just like a blur, right? So the references I use, like I'll really change a lot. Like I have to make up stuff or like move the hands, like so she's like reaching and grabbing like another dude that I added, tweaking up as much as I can so they become really unrecognizable, right? I'm not just copying a photo, because yeah, that would be copyright infringement. I'm pretty smart about how I transform the reference.
Spoken like a true content
If
creator.
we go to court, I can show the judge, like, you see, judge, there's way too much cum over to even be recognizable.
That is technically a transformative action, so yeah, you are correct.
Like with the streamer yesterday, I was kind of like freaking out because she has so much on her. It's kind of hard to tell who she is, so I have to like start being like selective of where it goes, so you can still tell that's that person, right? So the placement is like super important. I'm always thinking when I'm drawing it, like, what's the best way? I'm like, when I started, like, you can tell the evolution of like by looking at the cum. Like the cum was just white ropes everywhere. But then I started shading it and like giving it more depth, making it more 3D with different colors, right? It makes it more pearlescent, right? More realistic. Then when you add the highlight on top of that Copic marker, it really makes it pop. Then I go in with a white marker on top of everything and like just fix it until everything looks perfect. It's fun. The white marker's kind of like my Control Z.
I feel that on a deep personal level. As our editor, yeah, Control Z is great.
Yeah, everything has the Control Z. I don't know who started the Control Z. Who was the first one to do that? Was that a Photoshop thing?
That was...
I learned it in Photoshop when I was young.
That was way back when computer languages and shortcuts were being first developed.
Oh, wow.
So, cool. You said you use Copic markers. Are those your like go-to default tools, or like what is your repertoire like?
Right now, yeah, for this style, since I figured out what markers don't bleed to Copic, because Copic is alcohol based, so a lot of markers will just start bleeding out and fuck up your work with that. So
for those who don't know in our audience, Copic is probably top tier markers.
Yeah, they're like above Prismacolor. Prismacolor used to be my favorite ones growing up because they're really nice at blending, but these blend even better, and you can like layer the like really layer in and create more value of the color.
Do you have a favorite color of Copic marker?
I like the neon. The neon ones look great on stream, but they're hard to scan. That's the thing. I wish somebody could invent a neon marker or neon color that's scannable, or a scanner that can scan neon. I don't understand. It's like too reflective or something. Light just bounces. The scanner light bounces off it. It just looks kind of like a dull color instead. I'm gonna be doing a book eventually. That's my goal, to have a book for everything that's this style before I go full digital. Because once I go full digital, it's gonna look so different.
Well, you've definitely got
a book of all the facials you've ever drawn.
I'll definitely buy a copy. I
want to at least make it to 100 or more, maybe 200 facials. Imagine.
That's not a bad art book size.
That's a thick book, and each one has its own like little backstory that I write on.
So you mentioned you were an artist before all of this. What other mediums do you use besides just Copic markers?
I use a ton of mediums. I'm like a mixed media junkie, so I mix like oils, acrylics. I like to be unique, so I don't want to tell you everything because then you're gonna know exactly who I am as my other artists. Maybe some people might know.
All right, that's fair. We can leave it at
Yeah,
that.
I use every medium, but I might bring in painting into this kind of stuff because people keep asking me to do. Maybe if it's not like this much, because stuff like this will get taken down from eBay. Well, I can
I was
always
gonna say, I don't think you can post this.
I
on
can
Etsy.
always sell on on that. Gumroad is a place where I'm gonna be putting all my originals to sell, each one. I just put 2 right now to start, but eventually everything will be on there.
Do you have a tablet in mind for when you make the transition to digital?
Tablet, yeah. I don't want to get any tablet. I've had a ton of tablets. I want to get a Cintiq. Oh, sorry, is it Cintiq?
Yeah.
The one that has the image or the screen right here.
Yeah, you want to have the image in front of you, not up on the
And
screen.
it'd be cool. I could stream like this, so I'm not like separate from everybody, because I've been doing it like this. I'm used to like the traditional camera. Like when you're in the computer, you're just like screen sharing. And the person's not even there. I don't know. Everybody on like joystick, they show their body. I'm a little bit more private. Show a little bit of skin every now and then, but I'm just trying to remain as anonymous as possible. So I'm trying to make it more about the
Perfectly fine.
art.
Unfortunately, the world is not ready for people to be.
Yeah, everybody
18
just keeps
plus.
asking about me on all these webcamming, because I'm doing this has not been done on webcamming. I haven't seen anybody doing the same thing I'm doing on these websites. But the companies are fine with it. They think it's interesting, but they don't want me to like plug in too much of my links and stuff. Right? You want everybody to spend their money on the.
Yep, can't
fair.
be clicking to other websites. Got to keep. all
God,
the
I
clicks
hate
to themselves.
capitalism so much.
Just trying to find more websites that are really chill, like joystick. So far, I've gotten 2 commissions on there from two different girls. Dudes talking about doing commissions. They're just a little slower. Like this guy said he wanted, like, send me his dick pic. Kind of looks like that meme guy, the black guy that's like sitting on the couch inside of the bed or something. And he wanted to be with my girl, right? That's his fantasy. Because I'm basically bringing people's fantasies to life, right? So I'm not gonna be judgmental if that's what he wants. I'm not gonna like do exactly my girl, but she's inspired a lot of my pieces. So a lot of Asian girls in my work this year. I'm just gonna give him a hot Asian babe.
So is it more he wants the Asian aspect in the art, or is he more into the like cucking thing?
Maybe, I don't know. He hasn't hit me back. If you're listening, hit me back. Ready to work.
So by the sounds of it, it sounds like you get a lot of commissions then.
Yeah, everybody has their own like fetish, or it varies so much. I don't think this is gonna get boring anytime soon. Like my first commission that didn't really come true because the guy kind of flaked out was for a furry. I started on these furry websites called Picarto and Pixel. I don't know if you guys heard of them.
I have heard of Pixarto.
And it's more for like
step out, so.
like hentai and furries. A lot of furry stuff. So like mostly furry stuff. I was like, wow. So I felt like I didn't really fit in, right? This is mostly furry stuff, and so I started doing a little bit of furry, like girls with like cat ears or dog ears, but going like full like werewolf mode. I don't know if I could do.
I was
do
gonna
that.
ask. So did you go full werewolf mode, or did you keep it like?
Yeah, no,
cat
just
girl?
like cat girl. I'm gonna do another one like on the idea list or brainstorming. Me and my girl, we share this notes, this like smartphone note that we can share ideas on, and one of them is a cat licking milk off a bowl, but it's a bunch of dudes jacking off into the bowl.
Yeah,
She's
sounds
gonna
like
be
something a lot of people would love.
on her knees, with like kind of more of a Catwoman kind of outfit. I don't want to make it look like fucking like childish cat. Like it's gonna be like sexy, long fingernails,
Right.
and just cat ears. And maybe the fangs like it can be like kind of semi scary fangs, but it's still fun.
Right. So
Not too scary.
Not full fur.
Yeah, it still has to look sexy. If you want to put it in there now. But I was thinking of like doing also like characters that have like crazy mouths, like the Mortal Kombat. I forgot his character's name. The girl with like the crazy fucking teeth. It's like piranha mouth.
Oh yeah. I don't know her name either, but I know who you're talking about. I'm sure the audience is all drooling over her.
Imagine a blowjob.
That would be a one-time experience, that's for sure.
On like Hentai Foundry, they're so liberal. Like they have like the category you can put what, like you warn people what's on the art before they click on it, right?
I was gonna say they're pretty good about tags and like warnings. And
they
stuff,
have like
they?
everything, like all kinds of like every category, like some stuff that I don't even know because it's like mostly Japanese, right? So like futa, I think some of them is like chicks with dicks. I think it's futa.
Yep.
There's so many. I'm still learning about all this. I grew up.
Hey, the more you learn, the more you can do.
Japanese comics, like the Japanese dirty comics, growing up. I think when I was like hitting puberty, like people were like passing them in class and stuff. I was like, "Well, these are fucking awesome." Seeing what the
Japanese definitely know what they're doing.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, their erotica is cutting edge above any country, for sure.
It's funny because I know a lot of artists, at least in the Japanese scene, seem to start in hentai and then get hired into the more mainstream places.
I wish eventually, if I could break into the Japanese industry, I wanted to do one of the websites where they post art on it, but it's all in Japanese. I can't figure out like the translation doesn't work all the time, so it's like really hard, to use.
Right. Hey, I'm sure if you stick to it, you'll figure it out and find places that'll slowly help you creep into that scene and
we need a bigger kind of website that lets people from all over the world come and see adult content, right?
A much better not safe for work Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter has kind of become the Tumblr of back in the day, right? Remember the Tumblr before it got censored? It was just like a stream.
Pretty much everywhere you look,
just a stream of
everything.
Which is pretty fun because it's kind of like you're picking out like the best of, right? You're not spending all this time looking at a video. It's like the best of clips. That's kind of what my art is, right? Like the money like the peak of the best shot, the peak money shot, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say you focus on like the peak moment that everybody's searching for in the Pornhub videos.
Exactly. So I'm just getting down to the brass tacks, the meat and potatoes.
So, I know in your Twitter bio you state that you pretty much focus on a Heiyagao and facials and all the cum shots. Do you do other moments and scenes?
Been doing every drawing has cum in it somehow. I'll try to do it as many variations I can have with that theme, like the amount of people, the setting, what they're doing, show full body close-ups. Some close-ups are super close, focus, and I exaggerate some areas, just focus on that area particularly. Doing fisheye effects on this girl's giving a blowjob, so it's zoom into her mouth and you can see every little detail.
Right,
spit.
so your clients can know that you can do more than just a dick in the face.
Right, yeah, I can take your reference and create your fantasy plus more. I'll add a lot more, spice things up. And some the first girl on Joystick, her name is, give her a shout out, M Greens.
You say extreme, but I feel like once you really break into the Japanese audience, you'll find people like it a bit more extreme and crazy.
Oh yeah. There's a lot more crazier stuff out there.
Is this your typical style? that you do?
No.
Like this comic?
No.
Like
I
look?
wanted to do comics when I was growing up. So I kind of put that in the back burner because I was never accepted. I got rejected multiple times and it's just kind of like down about the whole thing. So I just moved on. And fine art is also very difficult to break in and like, you know, make a splash and actually be successful. So,
Right.
I just know you have to be original, and I love creating stuff that's unique, it's never been done before, creating novel moments for people, because that's kind of like also what porn is, right? You're just looking for novelty, right? Something different.
Yeah. Everybody like acts like they want to watch the whole 20-minute video, but really it's that like split second where they really enjoy it.
You fast forward. You're one of the ones that fast forwards to the last couple minutes. I've done that so many times, dude. So many times.
Oh, if you lied, so you watch porn for the
I didn't
plot.
say I watch porn for the
You were
plot,
lying.
but if the JAV I'm watching is 2 hours long, I'm like, well, I guess I'm here for 2 fucking hours.
Yeah, if it's a really good video, yeah, why not enjoy it and take your time? There's so many good actresses. Like, talk about like my favorite. I have my favorite list on Pornhub.
No, I put that stuff on 2 times speed. I'm getting through it fast.
Man, there's a joke I want to make, but I can't.
You start talking about porn stars if you want.
No, I was gonna be mean, but I'm like, I probably shouldn't be mean.
No, he's gonna be like, "Oh, you're quick in bed" or something like that.
Oh shit!
It was something way more personal. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna be quiet. I ain't gonna say that. That would be mean.
It's all good. I mean, sometimes you don't have time. Sometimes you don't have time to really
All
invest.
this pure evil, Drenched.
I'm not pure
what it
evil. I'm just a little mean. If I were pure evil, I would have said it and hurt your feelings.
He's pure evil because he'll go for hours pleasuring himself. Is that kind of maniacal evil? Are you one of those guys?
No, that's too much work. I'm lazy.
I definitely like to edge. I'm a fan of edging. Sometimes it's hard, but if it's hard to pull it off, that means you're watching some really good content.
True. I feel like edging is just hard in general because finding that spot of not enough and too much is just very, very difficult. And then maintaining it and like that's a lot of work.
Yeah, and then you get blue balls. It's not fun.
Blue balls kind of hurt, so yeah, no.
It's just better orgasm the bigger the love. Come to find that out. So.
It sounds like you've got something to try next time, Puce.
No, I'll pass.
Let's take your time,
Bitch. How have you enjoyed streaming on Joystick? Because they are technically a sponsor of this episode. Because they were like, "Hey, we found you an artist," and I went, "Oh, thank you, thank you."
Oh yeah, they're my favorite platform by far. Having the most fun compared to every other website. Like the engagement and people are excited, commenting. Just when you ask the question, because you want like who wants what color should I do her hair or anything, you can always count on Joystick. Just these characters, it's just the characters are a lot more friendly than like a regular adult site, it seems like, because it's mostly gamers who are the same age, around the same age probably.
I mean,
I've got maybe like 70 followers the past couple months since I started.
Nice.
On there. It's more than other websites for sure.
There's some rumblings on our end about poking our nose around there at some point. We might give it a try. We're talking about it. There's a lot to get done.
Things that steaming these streams. They have a really good design to their website too. Like I like the colors, the different colors. You can see different people and they each have their own color. It's a really good website design compared to the competition. We need companies to learn from Joystick, because what Joystick is doing is like groundbreaking. I think kind of like, obviously it's Twitch inspired, but they really did a great job.
So Drenched, I've been meaning to ask. I forgot to ask probably towards the beginning. It sounds like this is more of a side gig for you, but is this like part-time, more of a hobby for you, or?
Well, it is kind of part-time. Like yesterday I was going to work, and then I got this commission, so I just stayed home and drew all day, and it was really fun.
I feel that.
I have more fun just, if I could turn this into a full-time gig, that'd be great.
One day.
So I'm just trying to little by little expand my fan base. Once I have enough commissions where I'm like booked up, I have to put commissions close, like these artists. I see, because I looked at this actually started because we got engaged, and I needed to come up with money for our wedding, like 10,000, so we can invite both families, the whole like 100+ people.
Oh god damn, that's a lot.
So I was like looking for the best way to make money as an artist, and the guys that are doing erotic art are seriously slaying like everybody else. Like, you don't get the amount of commissions doing like little landscapes or stuff that's like normal.
Yeah.
People want to see crazy, extreme, you know. They want to see, especially they want to see their characters that they grew up with getting, you know, dirty. That I've noticed in Twitter, like, people go crazy over that. So many likes on all this fan art.
Friends who are furries, and they work in higher end positions, so yeah, they can afford whatever they fucking want. So yeah, I
haven't dived into like more of the transsexual side of things. Haven't had anybody commission. A guy wanted me to do. He's like, "Do you do this on dudes?" I told him if he pays me, I'm open if I get paid for it. Right? If it's a commission, I'll definitely do it. I'm willing to experiment on commissions with stuff that I haven't done, because I'm not really like, I know one of the questions was like, what do you hate drawing? I don't really hate anybody like or anything. I'm willing to experiment as long as it's legal, right?
Yeah.
I do hate.
Sounds about fair. Probably would be weird if we disagreed with that one.
Really, you don't say.
Yeah, the stuff that's too dark, yeah. If it's too demented, maybe I'll say something. But if it's like too violent, like I know some people like the gory, mixing gore and erotica.
So do you have anyone that like you drew your inspiration from in the community, or like you just went, I want to do something no one else is doing?
Yeah, exactly. I try to look for people that are doing what I'm doing, but nobody's doing exactly what I'm doing or what I want to do. So that's why I kind of saw like an opening. This might be a
I want to say way back in the day, I used to see some art kind of like yours, but a lot more leaning into the comic book vibe. But yours is definitely the only thing I've seen, even in the past like 5 years, anything like your art.
That's great.
Yeah.
My biggest inspirations are the artist known as Coop, Coop. He does the Devil Girls. That was like growing up the naughtiest art I saw. Him and Rockin' Jellybean. He's a Japanese artist that wears a mask, and he draws like the hottest girls. Imagine. He just exaggerate the way his style is like exaggerate the right parts, accentuate and make everything very like angular and interesting. Cool poses. He's been a huge influence on my work.
All right, we'll definitely have to check them out at some point.
He's more of the tasteful nude type.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, exactly. More Instagram friendly.
Oh.
I got banned from Instagram like 5 times.
Damn.
I'm done with Instagram. There's no way to go back. Like they always figure out who I am.
So your Twitter is definitely your best bet, and probably Reddit if you feel like dealing with Reddit.
Reddit, yeah, I gotta start Reddit. Yeah, I've never dove into Reddit. Like, I've never made an account on Reddit. I usually just go there.
I think your stuff would do pretty good there. A lot of weirdos on Reddit who would be like, "Oh, he might be able to draw what I need."
So do you send your commissions out, or they kind of like hanging out with you in your room?
If they pay for it, I'll send them out for like $5 more.
Do you prefer canvas or anything other than paper?
Paper's just the fastest. Canvas, I don't have to take a little bit more time, but I could definitely pull it off. I could try for some streams to switch to painting and see how it goes. And just experiment. That would be fun because
That'd be cool for a stream, yeah.
I do love to paint. It's just more setup time and cleanup time. But it does you can get some really nice effects and realism. I love oil paint, like skin with oil paints. Like the old masters, I studied the old master technique. They glaze with different colors to make the skin look how it actually looks, full of different colors. And through glazing, right, many layers of thin applications of color. You get really sick effects, but that takes forever.
It would be interesting to see a cum shot in oil paint.
Yeah.
But I do it. I have a painting commission coming up to like 40 by 40, huge canvas. It's gonna take me some time.
Ooh.
Trying to balance all commissions, my two careers at once.
Well, I believe it is time for last call. Drenched, since you're new around here, I'm gonna give you who knows, we're gonna have other new people here. So basically what last call is our final thoughts, opinions, and feelings about the episode and topic, and then we're gonna wrap up. Puce, you go first.
We learned quite a bit about Drenched today, so I'm pretty good. But I just want to say I'm looking forward to more Drenched work because facials are definitely.
I want to see both of you guys.
You're
gonna follow them on joystick.
Chat.
You gonna make an account
once I make one.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna bully the fuck out of you if you don't.
I'll send you a screenshot of my account and everything.
I'm gonna bully the fuck out of you on Twitter if you don't.
Supposed to support the guest.
I sleep all day, so I probably will never make it to the stream.
See you guys tonight.
I'll be there in spirit.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Love your show. Gonna start listening on Spotify. Might have to listen to you guys while I do my regular job. It's boring as hell.
No problem. Thank you for coming on. Well, Drenched, for anyone who wasn't paying attention at the top of the show, where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter at DrenchedGirls and on Joystick as Drenched. Also on Picarto, Pixel, Chatterbait.
You mentioned
Hentai Foundry,
well, so
Patreon. If you want like high-res pictures, go to my Patreon. I have this thing called a Cash Baby that has all the links. If you guys can find my Cash Baby, there's a link on Twitter to my Cash Baby, and that has like 10 links right there. So it's Patreon, Twitter, Hentai Foundry, commissions page, Pornhub, Joystick, Picarto, Pixel, Gumroad for originals. Pillow Forward, that's like a blog, but I don't really use it that much. My Discord, and that's it.
All right, well, thanks for coming on. If you somehow just stumbled your way into the show, you can find us also on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and wherever you get your podcast from, except for Stitcher, because Stitcher's probably dead by now. Should be on Sirius XM, don't know yet, still waiting on that email. But until then, bye.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.